Welcome back, everybody, to Admiral Dreadnaughts. Grandpa Gaming is episode 3 of our Kingdom of Italy 1890 Legendary campaign. So, last episode we did have our second war with the British Empire, which did come to a conclusion in our favor. We did not get the concession we wanted, which was Gibraltar, but we now control the eastern tip of Africa and the eastern tip of the Arabian Peninsula, which wasn't really part of my plan to begin with, but once we took Oman from Montgomery territory, able to invade the Ducal states and take those away. So, slowly working over the British Empire there. Really wanted Gibraltar out of the deal, but we were just not able to get it. Also, still have not gotten control of any of the Mediterranean islands that I wanted. But we are now at war with France. As soon as our war with Great Britain ended, I made the mistake of, during the war, allying with Germany, and they were at war with France, which has drug us into it. And they are kicking Germany's ass right now, which is it's not something you usually see in this game. It's usually the other way around. And they've begun land invasions into northwest Italy and out of Deja Booty into Eritrea. So and their army logistics are at 60% compared to our 26%. So we need to start ripping down their fleets as quickly as possible, which means everything's got to get back in the water. So we do have 2 convoy missions coming up here. So let's go jump into these. What do we got here? CL gets the heavy, overweight, bunch of defects on her. We got a bunch of defects also. Let's jump into this and see how it goes against these French hotels. Alright, starting the engagement at around 8.5 kilometers right off the bat. And they're firing our transport, so we got to get in there as quickly as possible. Thankfully, we do have armed transport, so they're going to add their weight of fire into this. Nose on as long as possible, because we do have the 3 forwards on this ship. We've not gotten a single hit yet. We've done nothing to this thing. There we go. I think I need to get by. That's got a lot of big guns on it. And torpedo tubes. Let's get broadside, get our 4.9s to bear, and our torpedoes to bear, hopefully. Ooh, that almost hurt. Fire her torpedoes. We got one off, but it looks like it's going way off course. Ooh, that was a hard hit. Trying to bring our other tubes to bear. Try to get our speed back up here. Get our forward launcher to fire, please. There it goes. And that looks like it's going to miss her by aft. don't know. It looks like it could be a good strike. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, it looks like we're going to strike. Don't be a dud, please. And it's a dud. Of course it's a dud. And that torque blew as soon as it hit the water. Spin around again. It looks like she's trying to withdraw from this engagement, but it's still going either direction. We haven't taken out enough for her crew to take down her guns yet. Taking on a lot of water. There we go. Good hit. Nice if we could take out this rear turret. And there goes an engine. Let's try and start a withdrawal. She's moving away from us. Hopefully we can go our separate ways here without losing the cruiser. Or get out of the combat long enough to get some of my float back. But Congre's already getting her float back. We're too angled to fire. Great. Looks like we're going to lose the Augusta. There she goes. Goodbye, Augusto. Can't win every fight. Ugh. It's always beautiful watching a cook-off. It's not so beautiful watching one of your own ships cook off. Ugh. Yep, we'll get out of this one and wait to see what happens. Alright, I did exit out of the battle, and I forgot this was something that was changed during the last update, is when you exit out of the battle, it becomes undecided. So nobody got any points out of that. We still did lose the light cruiser and did some damage to the heavy cruiser, so he's going to be out for at least a month or two. But no points for given to either side, because so I'm going to have to wait for these things to play out in the future. Alright, we have another convoy defense here, or coastal defense as the game's calling it. Against the two of my light cruisers, Duel and Pompeo Magno. Against the heavy cruiser Ernest Renan and the light cruiser Primogé. So let's go jump into this one. Hopefully we can put these. Hopefully with the two light cruisers, I can put these things to the bottom. Because we can punch their armor. That has been proven. These are both Scipii class light cruisers. Okay. (16) 5.2-inch guns. Oh dear God. Let's jump into this one. Alright, once again we've begun the engagement at around 8.5 kilometers. Basically sighting them once they're in our gun range. Wait for that light cruiser to become available. There she is over there. Keep a bit of our range. Try to get her weight of firepower. A lot of ricochets though. Golly, you switch over to the Primogent. We don't need our ships interfering with each other's splashes. They're ignoring you, so we're going to try and get you in on a torp run on the heavy. Belted cruiser with a big gun on the aft. I saw she had a 7.1. Now I know where it is. Slightly longer range torpedoes. Hopefully we can get that to work for us. Torpedo away. And she sees it coming. So we're getting much better on this engagement this time. Mostly because the Renan was firing at the Dogali, so she ignored the Pompeo, which helped us out immensely. Keep you turned in on Renan. She is finished. That's it. There's the kill shot. Let's try to go in at the bow and at the Primogent. Pompeo's laying out some damage. Turn away before she comes in torpedo range. They don't have a large... Oh, she's not coming into range. Okay, stay on her. Just trying to turn away. It looks like... Did we take out that rear 7? We did take out that rear 7. She wants out of this fight. She is done. A little vengeance for the first fight. Goodbye. Alright, we lost 24 crewmen and we lost 767 heavy cruisers, Ernest Renan, and a light cruiser Primogent. Giving us 5,426 victory points to their 35. Hopefully that's the first little dent we're going to put into their French army logistics. Alright, we now have ourselves it says task force here. It's more of a light cruiser, heavy cruiser duel. Here we have the Basilicata. Another Scipii class light cruiser going against the heavy cruiser Gloire, Forte class. Same class that we fought already. She does seem to have a good flooding chance from torpedoes. Ammo detonation chance is a little high. Hopefully we can put this thing down to the bottom easy. I don't know. Once again, we have started this engagement at a range around 8.5 kilometers. Alright, we're starting to get some hits. We have a trained crew. They have a green crew. Hopefully that tells the difference right there. It's closer we get, the more dangerous she gets. And get our torps onto her. She has a very high flooding chance from torpedoes, so I want to try and use that to our advantage if we can. I got it burning pretty good too. There we go, damage that rudder, give me some more flooding. She stayed well ahead of us. She does have a high speed. She makes 19.5 knots, so... It's a little slower than this ship. I'm already taking flood. There we go. Rip her apart. Put these frogs in the water where they belong. Hopefully we can take out this rear turret while we're back here. It is reloading, so we got some time. Get a chase torpedo into her. And that torpedo blew as soon as it went in the water. Awesome. Good hits right there. 24% crew loss. Not taking down her damage control, though. It's taking down her torpedo firing ability. Though she does not have the angle to fire at us with those casemates. So we're in a good spot right now. A lot of hits, but not doing too much to her. Yep. Let's try and get out of her angle of fire again. We had a really good angle there. We just lost our engines. Shite. We had a good angle where she couldn't fire at us. Now she's able to fire again. And that torpedo's going to miss. Guess she got her float back, yeah. These damn French ships take a beating. We almost completely ripped apart her structure. 50% crew loss. Okay, damage control is down. That should be the end of her. She's taking on water and she's not going to be able to stop it. There she goes. Got a little worried there for a second. Alright, we lost 33 men off of the Basilicata. They lost 480 in the heavy cruiser Gloire, giving us an additional 3,522 victory points. Alright, we have another small encounter here. I did just fight a task force battle, but it was my main La Spezia battle fleet against one light cruiser, so I didn't bother recording that one. You can imagine how that went. It's just a matter of catching up to that fast little bastard, but we finally caught him. So we have the Pompeo Magno again, supported by the Monzambano, going up against the heavy cruiser Palestro and the light cruiser Pasquale. And her only flaw is she's overweight. Ooh, almost 30% minus gun base accuracy on the light cruiser. Almost 3% reload time. Almost 9% on gun aiming. Wow, this thing's got a lot of bad defects. What are we looking at? No defects on the Mozambano, no defects on the Pompeo. Yeah, we might be able to, except for the heavy cruiser, we should be able to rip this light cruiser down fairly quickly. This time around, we started the engagement at around 9 kilometers. Oh, we just lost sight of that light cruiser. I was going to have to switch fire up. I think it's got so much better when your ships all have their own targets. I've lost sight of her again. Here we go, Monzambano, switch your fire. Pompeo now has a regular crew, so hopefully she can do a lot of damage against the Palestro without the fires being mixed up. Let's drop down to full speed, give some better aim. Like I said, I'm not worried about this light cruiser at all. She's packing a lot of defects that make her a poor fighter. It's this heavy cruiser that is the issue. One of those belted cruisers, okay. Once we actually start hitting her, she'll go down pretty quickly. But same with my cruisers. These things have like paper thin armor on them. It sounded like Monzambano took some heavy hits there, but she didn't. There we go. Ripping down the Palestro pretty well right there. Ooh, hard hit. Engine down. Shite. Don't want to lose a ship with a trained crew. Bono, take down that light cruiser. She should not be doing too well against you, but apparently she is. switch your fire. Main gun destroyed. Which one? Is that one of my forwards? Nope. Port side, not a big deal. Ooh, good hit on the Palestro. Pompeo's still putting up a fight. Looks like we might have just signed the death knell on the Pascal. Or maybe not. Oh, there goes the Palestro. I thought the Pascal would go first. She's hanging in there. That should be it. Wait for these two compartments to flood out, and that should send her down. Maybe? 5% float. Ah, she's hanging in. Torpedo out. I don't know if that's going to hit her because it's aimed nose on to her. She's just dying a very slow death. There she goes. That crew was not giving up the ship. My hat's off to them. All right, we lost 40 men. They lost 906. The heavy cruiser Palestro and the light cruiser Pascal. Give us another 5,458 victory points. All right, the French are already asking for a peace deal, and I'm actually willing to take it. We'll see if that actually happens. So this is a war I did not want in the least bit. We were not prepared for it. And none of their ships are really in the region. Why did I not get a port strike on Deja Booty? What do they got there? One heavy cruiser. Hopefully the East Africa station can catch that heavy cruiser. Let's roll us over to the next turn. It's 1905, so let's see if we get any combats here, and then we go into the refits. We've got quite a few combats coming up here. Let's see if the peace deal goes through or not. Nope, war continues. Not enough. They asked for it, but it's not a high enough war score for anything. Economy's growing. Government asks your opinion where to allocate the extra funds. No, I'm not taking anything out of the budget. Minus 10 on rest, which we could use. We're at 30 on rest, so let's take that. Okay, and we did catch that heavy cruiser with the main battle fleet. We short the 3 torpedo boats because they did sink, and I'm not replacing them because we do have the refit going on, and these are going to get mothballed anyway. So these are Umbria class like cruisers. They're going out of service also. Actually, they're going to become port guards. So heavy cruisers that are going out of service, and the Augustus is going to join the Imperator as a kind of invasion fleet. So I get the tonnage up on that. Heavy cruiser Teneri. Got some major combat defects. Minus 1% shell velocity, 10% launch rotation, minus almost 11% actually debuff on the torpedoes. Almost 8% chance of a flash fire. Plus 4 on explosion chance, and flash fire spread plus 4. So we should be able to take her down fairly easily. Actually, what speed does she make? top speed of 19.5 knots. I don't think the Augustus can catch her, no, so we have to send the light cruisers forward to go get her, but let's go put this thing down. I've been trying to catch up to this heavy cruiser for about 15 minutes now, and with this weather, it's just not happening. Sadly, I really wanted to put that heavy cruiser down to the bottom, get those points, and hopefully drag down the logistics a little more, but not in the cards today. We're just going to end this one here. I did just fight another battle with the La Spezia fleet, but once again, it was just somehow our fleet managed to catch a single light cruiser, so I did take that one off screen again. We do have another coastal defense here, but I wanted to show something real fast. Even with all the light cruisers we sunk, the French logistics were at 60% at the start of the war. Now it's at 100%. Because they are building. So all the light cruisers that we sank were already replaced, and then some. Because they had under 30 light cruisers at the start of the war. I've sunk a few of them, and they're now back up to 32, with 16 more ships building and 23 in repair. Ugh. We need to end this war as quickly as possible. So I already pushed for another peace deal. Hopefully with these two combats here, let's take the convoy one first. We can drum the score up a little bit more where the French want to take it. But we got the Sparviero and two transports going up against the Lannoy, which has no defects. Great. But it's one of those light cruisers with the 7-inch gun in the rear, and the torpedo boat Durandal. It's got 6 4-inch guns. How the hell they fit 6 4-inch guns on there? That thing is kind of dangerous. Interesting. Huh. Let's go take a look at this thing. Alright, sadly that French light cruiser and torpedo boat did not come into attack, as I went out looking for them and they were nowhere nearby, and we all of a sudden jumped to X-30, so they are withdrawing from the field. So are we. Alright, we have ourselves another light cruiser, heavy cruiser duel here with the Guisano going up against the Admiral Trejo. And we do have some defects on here that are pretty major. We got major defects, especially in the flash fire department. Wow. They have some range accuracy debuffs, which we might be able to use to our advantage. They also have very high flash fire chance, but not as high as ours. Oh, worth the risk. Let's go take it down. Alright, we started this engagement at less than 5 kilometers, and as you can see, it is some really nasty weather out here. So I don't know how well this is going to go. They already have the range accuracy debuff, but with this weather, I don't think it's going to matter much even for us. We're going to have to get on top of each other to hit each other at this rate with this weather. Minus 53% on accuracy due to the rough waves. Minus 45% with the stormy weather. We're just kind of lobbing spitballs at each other, trying to see what hits is what it comes down to. One round hit. 2 rounds, there we go. Oh, we're getting right on top of each other. Can't even see the damn thing in this weather. Alright, get nose on. I want to get our bow torpedo, then our port torpedo into her. Problem is, this puts us right into all of her casemates. We could not see her getting this close. She has a very short torpedo range, so I don't think it's going to matter much. Get that bow tube fired, damn it. There it goes. Can't remember if these things have a rear tube or not. I don't think they do. And of course it's a dud. Of course, we're buying our torpedoes from the Americans. Spin about. Let's get that starboard to bear. That's going to be a strike. Hopefully it's not a dud. Unless these waves cause it to go way off course. Tiny hit. 189 damage, but flooding in our aft section. Hard over. Ooh, bow was ready to go again. Nice. Let's get our speed back up. Nope, that's going to miss. And she does have an aft torpedo. Crap, we're going to eat that. And theirs was a dud too. Thank you. Can't even hit each other. This is ridiculous. There's some funnel damage. Starboard torpedo away, but that's not going to strike. That is way off. Starting to wonder if we can put her down. I mean, we got plenty of ammo for this fight, but starboard's about to fire again. Let's bring the bow around. Strike, but it was a dud. Of course it was. Oh, she actually got a hit on us. Alright, there we go. Bow torpedo out. Another dud. I'm not going to hold you all here for this. I think it's going to take a long time. Alright, that did not take as long as I thought it was going to take. As you can see, we took a bit more damage here. Right after I stopped recording, we basically had a mutually assured destruction torpedo launch. I put one more into her, which blew, and she dropped 3 into us, which thankfully did not put us down to the bottom. That was a very close right. As soon as I stopped recording, she launched 3 torpedoes. We launched 1, and they all struck at the same time. It was pretty epic. But it was enough to put her down, thankfully. So we lost 15 men. They lost 480, and the heavy cruiser Admiral to the hull. Gave us another 3,294 victory points. Alright, now those battles are away. It's now January 1905, so I do have the La Spezia fleet heading back into port, and things are not looking very good for Germany. They're going to lose southern Germany in one more turn. France has a 96% advance there. France has not advanced into northern Italy yet. So we do have German, Austrian forces helping us out. But as soon as they're able to pull these forces away from this attack, you know they're going to throw them into this attack into northwest Italy. They've also not made any gains with their attack at Deja Booty. But we have numbers on our side there. With about 63,000 men defending against our 18,000. France is just ballooning out. We need to start taking care of that. So like I said, I did initiate another peace deal with France. Hopefully the Soviets stay out of this war. I don't need them involved. But, yeah, we're going to go jump into the refits now. Alright, we now get to design ourselves a new battleship. I did refit the other 3 battleships. Mostly it was a lot of weight-saving measures and some internal protections upgrades. So a little bit more survivable. So we do have 4 hulls to choose from here. We have the semi-Dreadnought, which I am sure as hell not using. The semi-fast Dreadnought, another hull I dislike. The fast Dreadnought, which is basically the same hull, just a little bigger. And Dreadnought 1, which is the one we were going to use, just because it has the most tonnage. It's got 21,500 tons available to play with. And this is going to be the Caligula, sticking with our Emperor naming conventions in order. So we can build her up to 21,500 tons. And she'll be my fastest ship so far, 22 knots. Not my fastest ship, my fastest Dreadnought. Alright, what are we going to do with this thing? Oh, I gotta put the tower all the way up there. That is horrible. Make that fit the way it's supposed to fit. That might work. You're not gonna sit there. There you are. There we go. That's gonna... 4 weight's not too bad, but we haven't put the guns on yet. It's already got us at 17,000 tons. And I can start using barbettes, though. It's not a barbette going up on this forward section, I don't think. Let's put a 13 up here. Can I get her free spinning? I can get her free spinning. I mean, it's really far forward, but she's able to free spin. No, she's not. Thought she could. Close enough to free spinning. If I can move this back just a little bit more. And move that back a little bit more. Now we should have the free spin. Yes. There we go. Nope. Did not mean to do that. I may have to reduce that 13. And we should have 4 centerline guns, so let's put a barbette in the rear. That should give me a free spin right there. does. And one more back here. Let's close that up a little bit. Is that going to... No, that's not going to give me a free spin. That should. Yes, it does. Perfect. That's already got us at 21,000 tons. Oh, dear Lord. Casemates. Let's throw the 7s on there for now. That's going to be too much weight. We're going to play with the weight a little bit. Don't worry. And no torpedoes on the battleship. Got forced boilers. Steam expansion 2. Auxiliary engine. Shaft 1. Hydraulic steering. Grip 1 armor. Corvette 3, anti-torp 2, double hull bottom, reinforced bulkheads, anti-flood 2, Citadel 2. Yeah, we're going to have to take a lot of weight off of this. Soft cap shells, semi-ballistic, ballast propellant, TNT, heavy shells, definitely electrical turrets, enhanced reload, stereoscopic, and advanced. Oof, we got to strip a lot of weight off of this. With 241% engine efficiency, first thing to go are the funnels. Didn't really save us a lot of weight there. And I'd rather have the 2 funnel stacks. It's always better to have the 2 stacks in case one of the stacks gets taken out. Alright, let's take these 7s off and see what type of weight we're playing with here. Still overweight by a lot. It's all the internal protections. Let's take it down to Citadel 1. That just drew a lot of weight off. I don't want to do away with the barbette or anti-flood protection. What's our flash fire chance look like? %28 chance of a flash fire. I really don't want to mess with those barbettes. But we have to take that down 12 inches, probably even further. And I really can't reduce the armor on these 13s because I can barely defend against themselves, let alone another 13. Let's take that down to 10. We still don't even have the casemates on here. Okay, I think we're ditching the 13s. Let's go to 12s. A little better. Still no secondaries or casemates on here. Let's drop you to 20 knots. Drop that range down. We don't need all that range. Casemates, I guess we'll go with 5s. I'd really prefer bigger casemates. Okay, that puts us 40 tons overweight. So we didn't need all the range. We're not like sailing around the world here. We do have a 4-weight offset, so I could take some of that 4 armor off of there. Let's bring that down to a 7-inch belt on the fore belt. Fore deck's only 2.5. That's fine. Not a lot of wiggle room here. Not very happy with that, especially with the 5-inchers. Our Citadel is centered. Citadel's centered. I got a free spin on all my mains. what are the 5-inchers? They are Mark II, so they're still good for the time period. It's just that 4-weight. I don't understand why that 4-weight. No, it's this big ass. I know what the 4-weight's for. It's this extra deck up here. I think she'll do for now. I think she'll do. 20 knots of speed. Faster than any of my other Dreadnaughts so far, my pre-Dreadnaughts. Not exactly desirable going forward, but I think it'll do. We might be able to get the speed up a little later on once we get some better engines and we can get rid of the coal and switch over to oil. That'll be a big weight savings. So yeah, say hello to the Caligula. Alright, we now get to design ourselves a new heavy cruiser, and we do have 4 hulls to choose from. The Armored Cruiser II, which I'm never a fan of this hull. The Experimental Armored Cruiser hull, which I do tend to like, and it does go up to 11,000 tons. We're allowed to build up to 12. And I'm thinking about going with this hull here. We also have the Armored Cruiser III, which I definitely don't want to use, which goes up to only goes up to 85, and the Semi-Armored Cruiser IV. And this is a hull design I just don't like. Mostly because of these side mount turrets. I just don't like them. So even though we can use the full 12,000 on this one, I think we're going to go with the Experimental Armored Cruiser. Just because I like the design better. Alright, so what speed do we get? 20. So 20 knots, that's good. She can keep up with the battleship. Give her about equal range there. That one will fit. I think we may have an issue here. See if we can get the 11s on. Alright, the 11s sit. Only 2-inch casemates on her, really. Well, we can mount a lot of them. I thought we can get up to 3s. Secondaries. Can we get the 5s on here? Looking for a better... That's a good angle of fire on those. Still has us underweight. Not much in the torpedo department. I don't think these 5s will fit at the next refit. But they work for now. Alright, start throwing everything else in there. Forced boilers, steam expansion 3, auxiliary, shaft 1, hydraulic steering, group 1 armor, barbette 3, 2, double hull bottom, reinforced bulkheads, anti-flood 2, citadel 2, soft cap, cap ballistic 1, outside propellant, TNT, keep it to standard shell size, turrets, enhanced reload, 18-inch torpedoes, stereoscopic because it was 11 inches in advanced radio. Wow, we are still well underweight. So I'm going to give her another funnel. I don't think it's going to fit with those 2s there. Put another one back here. %, engine efficiency. Just in case one of the stacks gets knocked out, I still have a spare stack. Well, we got a lot of weight to play with. Can I go bigger on my secondaries? No. Can I fit another one? I can. Let's move you back. Not the best arc of fire in the world. Oh, did I ever move that other one? I did. Starboard offset here from one of these guns. Yeah, we'll just go with the additional third set. Oh, there we go. That's even better. I'm going to those plug-in points. Don't really need to do that. Still got plenty of room to play with. I wish I could put bigger casemates on here. And bigger main guns. We can only go up to the 11s. Wow, I'm not used to having this much tonnage to play with. You don't want to increase the speed because that's what's best for her hull. It has 16,000 kilometer range, which is equal to the battleship. And let's just start armoring the hell out of this thing. 5-inch belts. 2-inch all the way around. 3 on the main deck. A little bit more room to play with here. Okay. Let's just up that main deck and get that pitch and roll down. Pitch is still high, but I think that's fine. Why do I have a port weight offset now? Should be no port weight offset. Those should not be able to set like that, but if the game says they work, I will go with it. Those turrets should not be sitting like that. That should not be allowed, but the game says it's okay. The game says it's okay. I'll roll with it, like I said. So we didn't get any new name submissions here, so I guess we're going to stick with the name Regina is fine by me. So just a reminder, if you are a channel member, submit names for the heavy cruisers, light cruisers, and I will add them in happily. Alright, we now get to design ourselves a new light cruiser. I did just refit the La Spezias, not the La Spezias, the Scipiais. And I did have to reduce their guns from 4.9s to 4s to get the new coincidence rangefinders to fit on them, sadly. But it is what it is. But they should be hitting their targets a little more easily now. Once again, nobody submitted any names, so this will be the Giulio Germanico class. Start throwing the towers on. We also do have the semi-armored cruiser hull available to us, but as everybody knows, I just don't like that hull. Let's go 2 stacks. And we can build these up to 6,500 tons. Oh, the 5s are definitely not fitting. If we had the shielded 5s and not the turrets, that would work. So we're going to stick with the 4s again. It would be nice if I got the option to go with shielded 5s. Instead of the 5 turrets. Can I get you on here? No. Now I'm going to increase the caliber of these. That's not going to work. And we'll roll with that for right now. We'll see what we get ourselves up to. Actually, can I throw some secondaries along the sidelines here? No. Shows us work. Well, I think that was a trick. It says I could go right there, but it's not even on the ship. Alright. I did not check the hull speed. 23 knots, that's what we'll give it. Max that range. Just throw everything else in there and see what we can play with. I know these things have a poor sector of fire, but these 3 forward chase guns have been doing a lot of good work for us. It's not something I want to ditch. And you're not getting mines. Alright. Let's not mess with the arm, because basically 2-inch belt's about what it can get. So let's increase the caliber of these 4-inchers up to 4.9. Okay, I knew these weren't going to fit. But I can turn them. Oh, I got them to sit right there. There we go. There we go. That worked. Yeah. Let's increase these 3-inch casemates to 3.9, so I can't put bigger casemates in there. Increase their length. What the length of these floors? How far can I get you? There we go. 5,812 is 6,500, so that gives us plenty of room to play with here. Alright, 2.5 belts is as good as we're going to get. Add a bunch of deck armor, get that pitch and roll down. Not really getting it down that much, but we got it down. Try and get that 4 weight down. Best protected crew of all my light cruisers is what we got here. Don't really need armor on these turrets, but might as well throw a little on there. And they got shields, so... Man, I'm just not used to having so much weight to play with on my light cruisers. Alright, we're getting up there pretty quick. Alright. Basically got the all or nothing armor scheme going on here. That's it. Basically, armor to the gills. But not a lot of armor. I mean, 2.5 inches of armor. It's still a lot of armor for the time period. So, yeah, say hello to the Duel Germanico class. Alright, we now get to do our first destroyer. which I think we can do up to 950 tons, okay. I guess speed at 34, but I think we're going to give them 32 right now for a little bit of a weight saving. Give them 3-inch mains for now. We may up that, we may not. We get the dueling launchers. There we go. Alright, forced boilers, steam expansion 2, Hogs 1. Yeah, we're well overweight. I think we're going to take that weight from the speed. Sight, Pickwick 2. 18-inch torpedoes. Reduced loadout because they're just supposed to drop and run. Fast torpedoes. Coincidence 2, an advanced radio. And minesweep package, yeah. Have to reduce the speed, probably to 30 knots. No, still not enough. Don't want to reduce the range as these go with the battleships. I don't want to reduce those 3s to 2s. And they have no armor to begin with. I guess we reduce this to 29 knots. Still some of the fastest things afloat. Did that not? 28. There we go. 28 knots works. Inchers. Are you not going to sit on that barbette now? What the hell's going on there? Okay, do I got a glitch going? I think I do. There it is. I don't know why I didn't want to sit at first. 939 to 950. Do we go to 5s? I can get the single shield 5s on here, but I can't get them on the light cruisers. That's too much weight. So 4s it is. What is going on with this rear mount there? That's just a little odd that's doing that to me. Alright. Can't go any higher than 0.7 on the armor, so we'll just put the weight there just to let these guys think they have a little protection. And there we go. And this will be the C class. And one of these is going to be named the album Fulgar for channel viewer. So I'm not going to show the naming of that while this saves out. So I'm going to build 5 of these. Remember, we do have a peace deal with France. We don't have a very high war score, so we're not going to be getting that anything out of us, I don't think. But we do have a peace deal. And I really could have used that unrest reduction. What do we got here? Kerguelen, Mauritania, and the Marquesa Islands. I really don't want any of these. Actually, I'm trying to remember where Mauritania is off the top of my head. That's on the west coast of Africa. It's not near us, but it's part of Africa, so I do want to try and grab that. And we did receive it, okay. And the war's over. Why do we have anything going on with unrest. I guess we'll make an official statement that the government will offer financial aid to the needy, as we don't need to add to our unrest. We don't need to drop relations with anybody right now. So I'll take the hit on the money. We do have over $1 billion. So we want like 3 Class C destroyers. I'll sell you those. And let's get everything that didn't get into refit now, because everything was at sea last turn. And some of these things are repairing, so they're not going to get refit till next month. Way over tonnage on our shipyards, but that's quite normal for us. And you're already refitting. Okay. How long is that going to take us? 3 months on the refits. 3 more need to go into refit after they're done repairing. That's fine. Politics. Alright, we have peace with France. Alright, we're going to war with the Soviet Union. I want to hold that off as long as possible. Their logistics are only 49%, but ours is 10%, and they do have a land border with us here in Sudan, and I don't have a tonnage to launch an invasion on it. And I do want Sudan, so I do want this war with them. I just need my fleet rebuilt first, then we'll go to war with them. But I do think this is a good place to end this episode. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, if you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember hit that bell icon so when the next video comes out. Follow along in the series and enjoying it. Don't forget to drop an AP shell into that like button, HE shell into that comment section. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Stay grumpy.